Dave Anderson. I am the Director of Operations and General Manager for Fire Island Ferries, and I am currently in my 40th year of employment here. So a little bit of history about Fire Island Ferries. It was a company that was founded by the current owner, Timothy Mooney. His dad, Ed Mooney, God rest his soul, passed away a few years ago. He came to Fire Island when he was 16 years old and started the company in 1948. And in 1976, prior to 1976, the fleet was composed of all wooden fleets of ferries. They were converted PT patrol boats from the Navy. And in 1976, they decided, he and his partner at the time, they built their first steel ferry, if you would. And ever since then, we've improved the fleet right through 2018, which was the last year we built our most recent ferry. So I got involved in the Passenger Vessel Association in 1996 and have been involved very heavily even to this day. I chaired their Safety and Security Committee for just about over 10 years. I then matriculated my way onto their Board of Directors, and then in 2015, I became the President of the association, where I did serve a one-year term. And I often joke that if I was asked to serve as president again of the Passenger Vessel Association, I absolutely would. Unfortunately, it's only a one-year term, and it really needs to be a 2 or 3 year term, because you never get anything done in the first year. SMS is knocking on our door. We've been telling our membership for a number of years now, well over 10 years at least, about safety management systems. We try to get out ahead of that. We try to get out ahead of any regulatory or legislative issue. And one of the things we did within the association ourselves was we developed a working group to develop our own safety management system, which we have flagship, as opposed to when safety management systems have to be implemented, that a domestic fleet operator is not going to have to abide by the IMO code, which is a full-blown safety management system, which strictly would not be applicable to a lot of the vessel size and operations within the Passenger Vessel Association. So this working group, we developed a flagship, and flagship is very scalable to fit the vessels that are within our association. And it has been approved by the Coast Guard for use as a safety management system replacement. Industry over my career has changed magnanimously. Safety being one of the biggest items now. We are, in my opinion, a very over-regulated industry, and part of those challenges are trying to get through a lot of the legislative and regulatory issues that we're confronted with on a yearly basis. So one of the biggest challenges that we face on a day-to-day, year-to-year basis now is the ability to acquire talented help and help in general. We are a small company, although a lot of people think we're a very large company when it comes down to numbers as far as ridership goes and employee-wise. We are a small company, and I think one of our biggest challenges is with the newer generation. I often joke that the iPhone these days is now the torque wrench of the industry. It's very difficult to try and find young people that want to get involved in this industry. This industry is not a desk job. It's a boots on the ground job where you got to get dirty every day. Trying to find and keep those people and retain them is very difficult. When you do find that diamond in the rough to try and keep them here, becomes even more challenging. Only for the aspect that a lot of these kids, once they're coming out, they start with us at high school and college, and they graduate college, they want to move on in their careers. As much as they would love to have a career here at Fire Island Ferries, we can't compete with a lot of the civil service jobs. We can't give them a defined pension plan. We can't give them a defined benefits plan that's going to carry with them for the rest of their lives. So I can't fault anybody for wanting to better themselves that way. If they were to make a lateral move within the industry and leave us to go to somebody else for basically doing the same job, I have a little bit of a problem with, I'm not going to lie. Implementing technology has really helped not only Fire Island Ferries, but industry as a whole. Just like I said previously, a lot of stuff was pen to paper, and record keeping was done pen to paper wise. Now we can keep everything stored, whether it's electronically or up in the cloud somewhere, and that just makes ease of access a lot easier. It can be accessed remotely as opposed to carrying all this extra paper around with you. Roughly, I'm going to say 15 years ago, I got myself enrolled in the Streamline inspection program, which is basically a self-inspection program that is managed and observed by the Coast Guard, but run by myself. It was all done pen to paper, and we decided along with the help of Coast Guard, that we tried to dumb down that pen to paper thing. And I moved into the electronic era, and everything was done electronically. And then I'm going to say it was roughly 15 years ago, possibly a little bit more, we got involved in an online platform with Wheelhouse Technologies. And it was a program that I loved, and it made my job a lot easier as far as managing the fleet for the Streamline inspection program. And I've stuck with it ever since, and it works for me, and I hope it'll work for other people as well. Vessel Vanguard and our use of that platform with them is going to even further improve the safety and regulatory process that we have to abide by with the Coast Guard, as well as internally. So what we're going to do with Vessel Vanguard, which makes it so much easier to implement, is in the old school days under Wheelhouse Technologies, I would have to print off a set of inspection criteria references and print them out on a piece of paper and hand them to a specific crew. And that crew, in between their shifts, would go around and do the inspections of whatever items I have placed on those pieces of paper, with a full description of how to perform it, and if there were any deficiencies, to record deficiencies and report it back to me. Now, with Vessel Vanguard, we have the mobile app, Vessel Vanguard 360 Mobile, which these kids, these deckhands and crew can now do at the same interval between their shifts, and they can record it on their phone, where it's actually going live instantaneously right to the database. Vessel Vanguard has been able so far to provide me with ease of managing inspections and managing safety within our fleet. It is a very user-friendly platform to work with. Recently, it has mainly been myself and a few other people that have been working with the program, but starting this year, I'm going to be expanding that program to just about the whole company. Vessel Vanguard will help us stay proactive from a safety aspect and also from an inspection aspect. And if you're doing consistent inspections using Vessel Vanguard's program and the Streamline inspection program, you'll see your number of deficiencies decrease drastically over a span of time. I can say that when I first got in the Streamline inspection program, we're suspect to an annual audit. And at each annual audit, my correction reports would probably range in the 15 correction reports per vessel. Most recently, those correction reports now within the last year are probably bowed down to like 3 to 5. Vessel Vanguard has kind of taken the bull by the horns when it does come to SMS and the platform that they are running. I have used that specifically to implement the Streamline inspection program, which puts me 80% of the way to a full-blown safety management system. We've also have incorporated and will be further incorporating the flagship program into our Vessel Vanguard 360 system as well. I would highly recommend Vessel Vanguard to any operator who's looking to improve not only the safety within their company or corporation right now, but if you're also looking to improve your overall safety and record keeping as well. I have complete faith and trust in Vessel Vanguard 360. They have been extremely instrumental in helping me put together our program. They have tailored their program to my needs as well as industry needs.